Voorhees High School houses a plethora of characters. From athletes to nerds, there's always someone new. Yet, today I will be focusing on Beneszewski, a not-so-average English teacher here at Voorhees High School for freshmen and sophomores.
Hi, my name is Beneszewski. I'm an English teacher at Voorhees High School. When I got to high school, I decided I really liked writing, and I had a very inspirational teacher, Lois Marie Herod. I was also taking literature classes, and then I took a creative writing course, and that's when I really decided that I was going to stick with literature and writing.
After spending an entire day with students at Voorhees, she's not done. Beneszewski goes home to her two children.
I am very busy on a day-to-day basis, working at school and then going directly to the bus stop to pick up my children. We have to do homework, have to make dinner and feed them, and then there's usually some sort of practice. I do take work with me, and I usually end up getting home later at night.
While this English teacher of two leads a busy life, she writes in some extra time for the activity she loves the most.
So my name is Beneszweski. I am an English teacher, and I'm also a writer. So I think I started writing poetry in middle school. I was actually part of Images because I went to Voorhees High School, and so I kind of followed that dream after high school. It's hard, but I did dedicate time to writing. Even when I teach creative writing, I try to write with my students, trying to complete some of the prompts that I give them as a way to keep writing.
Not only is this English teacher a writer, she's published in several books of poetry.
So my poetry is also published in these two books. And so that was my first, I guess, experience with publishing. I also brought along some journals that I've been published in. I have a poem published in Plain Songs, a few poems published in Poetry International. I have a poem published in Thatchwork, a poem published in the Patterson Literary Review.
But that's not all. She also has her own published book of poetry entitled Like the One Streetlight in a Small Town.
And this is actually my published chapbook of poetry. The poems that inspired this book really came out of my MFA manuscript, because when I was in the program there, we had to write for 3 years. And at the end of the 3 years, we were expected to have an actual portfolio of writing.
Despite her wins, Beneszewski, like most writers, receives more rejection letters than she does acceptances.
I've gotten a lot of rejection letters. You know, it's never fun to get a rejection letter, but I've gotten a few of them. And sometimes that makes me want to stop trying to publish my work. You know, when they say that your work is not what they want or it doesn't fit a magazine, it makes you feel like your stuff isn't good enough. Writer's block can be very challenging, and sometimes I will just stop writing. The best advice is to just try to write every day and write through writer's block. So if you write every day, eventually something will come out. If you want to become a better writer, you have to read. So my professors really pushed that on us, that we had to read and read and read a lot of poetry and a lot of different authors, so that would inspire us to write.
Teacher, mother, writer. While all these words summarize Beneszewski, the real word that defines her is persistent. For VHSTV, I'm Jackie Breda.